Hey guys, Otto here from Acquisition Partner. Welcome to another video. Guys, in our Discord server, we've been getting a ton of messages and questions about the best way to close e-commerce clients in today's economic climate. We are obviously operating in an industry and an arena where the barriers to entry for actually starting an agency or being a contractor or freelancer offering marketing and advertising services is incredibly low. So what's happened is that the market is incredibly saturated. One of the most saturated verticals is e-commerce across the board. It's incredibly difficult to get the attention of your ideal client profile in the form of e-commerce brands, and not least actually close them. But we were able to use these tactics that I'm going to go through in the video. So stick around to the end of the video where I'm going to show you 3 specific ways we were able to do it and how we were able to actually generate over 10 million USD in e-commerce agency sales for our business over the last 6 years. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is just jump into this workflow. Now, like I said, we've been specifically asked by a couple of you guys in the Discord server about some tactics here that you can use to actually stand out from the competition and grab the attention of your ideal clients and the brands that you actually want to work with. Now, this is going to be a very, very practical guide. Okay, so if you haven't done this already, or if this is new to you, what I recommend doing is pressing pause on all of the potential volume-based outreach that you're doing and try and go a little bit niche, try and be somewhat refined in your approach to actually deploying the system that I'm going to talk you through right now, because I guarantee you that if you do it with 10 of your ICPs, your ideal client profiles, 10 brands that you really want to work with and you know have the budget and they're liquid and they can pay you a considerable monthly rate, then this is going to be an incredibly effective strategy for you. All right, so the first step here, and I've talked about your ICPs, is to pinpoint 10 ideal brands that you would like to work with. Okay, and these aren't just brands that you are interested in. Say you're a bloke and you're interested in, I don't know, football and football boots, and you want to work with that brand because you're interested in that industry. That is oftentimes a great advantage to have when you are trying to sell your agency services to a potential brand. If you actually have a genuine interest and passion for what they are selling or what they're involved in, it's going to show through in your conversations with them. But that putting that aside, there's more that goes into your ICP sort of profile creation than interest and passion. Okay, so you need to do a little bit of due diligence and actually work out whether these brands are big enough, whether they have a do they just have one hero product, do they have multiple SKUs if we're talking about e-commerce brands. What are their ads budgets like? Do they have good social media presence? Are they on Trustpilot? Do they have a good body of reviews? Is there UGC across the internet with them? Look at these things from a kind of fundamental viewpoint. I'll make a video in the future, I'm sure, about how to kind of audit an e-commerce brand to actually be able to qualify them and check whether they will have the resources and money to pay you as an agency. But what you need to do here is just use some of those variables and those components to check. Okay, so there's no point if you're into, basket weaving. There's no point going out to a woman who weaves baskets out her front room in the east of England when likelihood is she doesn't sell that much, doesn't have that much money. You might be really passionate, but it's not going to work for you. It's not going to be a viable client for you. Okay, so just bear that in mind. From there, I'm not going to go into sort of the granular aspects of kind of lead scoring, but it's really important that you obviously find the point of contact and the decision makers details. Okay, so do not send your emails out to sales@brand.com or marketing or whatever it might be, info. Do your best to find the decision maker, the brand founder, the co-founder. Okay, so the next step here to guarantee greater engagement and greater opens and clicks through your cold outreach is to actually buy their product. Okay, so if you are running a luxury marketing agency or a luxury or premium based email marketing e-com agency, it might be a little bit unrealistic for you because your cost of acquisition here for this client, it might be a Birkin bag or a Gucci bag, whatever it might be. You're going to spend $6,000 to get a bag. It's probably not worth it in that regard. But looping back to your ICPs here, chances are they're going to have some low ticket entry-level products that are going to be very easy and quick for you to buy. Okay, so if you're on a rapid timescale, do next day delivery, whatever it might be. But I promise you, if you buy a product, if you buy anything from them where you're able to prove receipt and confirmation that you've you're loyal to that brand and actually interested and you're voting with your money, it's going to really set you up for success in your first cold email that I'll go into later in this video. Okay, so the next step here after you bought the product is either wait for it to arrive, take a selfie of you using it, whether it's headphones, drinks bottle, whatever it might be. Failing that, if you want to do outreach quicker to that brand, take a screenshot of the email confirmation you've got, and that's going to help sort of prove the same point. All right, the next step here is to sign up to their mailing list, wait for their first welcome series email to land in your inbox, and then also once you've bought a product and signed up to their mailing list, you should receive follow-ups when you browse and potentially add other products of their business into your cart. Okay, so go back to their website, and what I recommend is actually adding a load of products into your cart and then abandoning the website, cancelling, to trigger their abandoned cart flows from an email marketing view specifically, okay? And what you can do from there is you've got material then to create a Loom video, a screen share that's actually going to be valuable for the brand, okay? So instead of sending a cold Loom saying, hey, I'm Otto and I have a great business and a great agency and a great service and we'll help you make millions and millions in dollars of placed orders and just pay us now and ignore the 101 other messages you're getting from agency owners today and choose us for no other reason, okay? Instead of doing that, because obviously that is not going to lead to success, and what you're going to be able to do in this Loom video is package together a very brief, sort of 3 to 4 minute sort of snapshot of value that they can actually use as a brand and take forth and put to their team. Okay, so one of the things we did with the email agency, very simply, would buy a product, take a picture of the receipt, or with us using the product, whatever it might be, sign up to their emails, and then we'd do a Loom video where we'd basically kind of audit their emails. We'd say, look, some brands, their welcome emails wouldn't land for 2 to 3 days. So we would comment on that. We'd say, we think you'd increase engagement and conversion rates if the delta between signing up and receiving your first email in a welcome series was actually shorter. Okay, key bit of value. It's actually useful for the brand. You've bought the product, so you are a customer, so they are going to naturally listen to you. Okay. Next thing as well, like I say, if you sign up, if you add products to your cart and then abandon, you should be getting abandoned cart emails, okay? So things to look for in your emails there is if there's, have they come back to you with a dynamic product block? Are you actually being presented with the items that you added into your cart? Or are they coming back with something generic saying, we're sorry to see you go, come back and buy from us, okay? So there's various things that you can pick out there. It's going to, set you up on a really solid foundation when trying to get them onto a call, all right? So the next stage here is to pursue your cold outreach. All right, and I promise you, if you do this through one channel alone, so obviously with client acquisition, through what we do with the acquisition partner program, we help all of our program members deploy 2 to 3 core client acquisition and prospecting workflows and funnels. These are omni-channel. We, practice what we preach, and we definitely do not preach to stick to one channel only. But I promise you, in this case, if you have an e-com agency or you're interested in bagging e-com clients, start with cold email. And if you have the decision maker's email address, this is what I recommend you do, okay? So in the first email, what we need to do is we need to get their attention, we need to build trust, we need to get some sort of engagement or have an engagement from them, and we need to get ask for a micro commitment and get them to respond to that. Again, the form and the way that we do this is in that first email, it's very brief, it's very clear-cut, simple, and sort of minimalist. We reach out to them, we say, hey, brand owner name, whatever their name is, love the brand, got my AirPods in at the moment that I bought on Tuesday, whatever it might be, talk about the product that you've actually bought from them, say that you've signed up to their mailing list, you've done a little bit of an audit, a screen share, and you're hoping to send that over today. Let me know if that's okay. If not okay, just say not okay. All right, so give them a clear, you need to give your prospects a clear CTA in every single email. You don't want to just leave it open-ended, okay? So you don't want to say to them, what do you think about us maybe having a call? It's too difficult. They've got 1,000,001 other things to focus on, and they're not going to put in enough effort to come back to you and give you basically value and attention by giving you a time and offering to take that administrative load off of you, okay? So give them a clear CTA and outcome here. All right, and the way that you do that is through a micro commitment, okay? What you don't want to do in the first email is send the Loom link. You don't want to send your website link, have your business name, have your name, but don't send any links, don't send any images, anything like that that's going to potentially affect your deliverability. Okay, and the next email that you want to send, it's going to be a couple of days here, so we recommend probably 2 to 3 days between these emails. Sometimes if you can afford to lengthen that gap, it's going to make it look more human and more personalized, your outreach. But in the second one, what you want to do here is basically go back to them and say, look, I know we haven't had a time to hear back from you, but I wanted to send you the video anyway. Okay, just so you have it, you can give it to your team, you can implement all the stuff I talk you through in it, totally free of charge, whatever it might be. Just have it and run with it. And what you want to do here is actually further build trust and give them the proof that you actually bought the product. Okay, so you front loaded a bit of trust and value. You've tickled them, you've kind of teased them with a whisper of what you can provide them value wise. But what you want to do in the next one is provide them with the proof. With the proof of you purchasing the product and being engaged and loyal to that brand. What you want to do here is include the Loom embed, okay, so that they see the GIF thumbnail, moving thumbnail in the email itself, as well as the link. And then what you want to do here is just hit them with kind of an equation of value and your offer. Okay, so you want to say to them, look, I would love to get on a 3-minute call just to discuss this mini audit we did for you, because I've got a couple of extra things I want to add to it. And then what you want to also do here is just pitch your offer, okay? So say we've worked with XYZ brand or whatever it might be, bring in a case study, we add 60 to 220K in monthly recurring revenue through email and SMS alone. We don't do it through ads. Okay, so pitch them with the offer in there and give them a clear CTA. 2 p.m. later on this afternoon UK time, 3 minutes, is that okay? All right? Quick and simple, don't go back to them asking for a time. All right, and then in the third and final email here in this very sort of rudimentary follow-up sequence, you want to aim to get their attention, give them again a CTA and promote engagement, okay? So the purpose of cold emails is not to close and sell the client. The purpose of cold emails is to get engagement of some sort, okay? So even if you get a seemingly neutral or negative engagement, you have to follow up with these individual prospects. I can't tell you the amount of money that we've made through our agency over the past years from actively responding to negative replies, okay? And I might make another video on that, because it's funny, we have people as a business with acquisition partner, we have people pitching us and outreaching us every single day, and I think all power to them. They're hustling, they're doing what they need to do to push their offer, or whoever they work for offer. But it's very interesting. If recently I gave a reply back to a guy that was literally messaged me on Discord, and he came back with all these excuses of why he won't do Discord and all this stuff, and the guy was coming back in a really triggered, passive-aggressive way, and it kind of made me realise, if you do things like this that I'm talking about in this video, how much of an advantage you're at if you combine this with a mindset of positivity, abundance, and really belief in yourself that you can actually get this done, and really negate any sort of negative emotion or feeling of being jaded that people aren't interested and don't want to work with you. All right, guys, so I'm going to cut the video there. I've got a few more videos coming up on the channel over the next few days, so stay tuned. And like I say, if you're running an agency, if you're interested in e-commerce email marketing, take a look through this video again, take a note of what we've done here and how we were able to use it to generate 10 million agency sales, and then jump into the Discord if you've got any questions. I'm super active there, answering questions 24/7. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Hope you're having a good day, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.